Hi, this is your host, and today we're going to talk about Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart was born on January 27, 1756 in Salzburg, Austria. His father, Leopold, was a musician and composer who recognized his son's extraordinary talent from an early age. By the time Mozart was 5 years old, he was already playing the keyboard and violin, composing and performing for European royalty. When Mozart was 6 years old, his father took him on tour throughout Europe and to Italy. They performed for the most influential people in Europe, including the Pope, at the age of 11. Mozart was employed by the Archbishop of Salzburg and given the title Concertmeister. However, he soon became discontented with his position and began to seek better opportunities. In 1777, at the age of 21, he traveled to Paris, hoping to find work there as a musician. However, he was unsuccessful and returned to Salzburg. In 1781, he was dismissed from his position at the Salzburg court, and he settled in Vienna, where he gained fame but struggled financially. Mozart's first marriage was to Constanze Weber in 1782. They had 2 sons together, but both died in infancy. In 1787, Mozart's father died, which devastated the composer. He began having serious financial problems and was forced to borrow money to support his lifestyle. Despite his personal struggles, Mozart continued to compose some of his most significant works during his time in Vienna. These include the operas The Marriage of Figaro, Don Giovanni, Fan Tutte, and The Magic Flute, as well as Ein klein Nachtmusik, his clarinet concerto, and his final 6 symphonies. In 1791, at the age of 35, Mozart died. The cause of his death is unknown, but it is possible that he was suffering from a number of health problems, including mercury poisoning, which was common among musicians at the time. Mozart's last work was his Requiem, which was left unfinished at the time of his death. This has led to a great deal of myth and speculation surrounding the piece, with many people believing that it was cursed. Mozart's music is celebrated for its melodic beauty, structural elegance, and harmonic richness. He is particularly admired for his operas, which are known for their dramatic power and psychological depth. Some of his most famous works include The Marriage of Figaro, Don Giovanni, and The Magic Flute. His symphonies are also highly regarded, particularly his last 6, which are monumental in their scale and ambition. Mozart's influence on Western classical music is immeasurable. He was a key figure in the transition from the classical to the Romantic period, and his music has inspired generations of composers. Some of his most famous pupils include Franz Schubert, Johann Nepomuk, Hummel, and Franz Liszt. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.